came out, checked in, we'd gotten a little more information. We'd confirmed that yes, this came from the governor's office and it is a do not use order, which is different than a boil water advisory, which is, I think, what a lot of people maybe wondered at first. Is this just a boil water advisory? We get those all the time. And it quickly became clear this was not a boil water advisory.
And in Flint, Michigan, it was tragic, but it also confirmed for us what we were really seeing, even just trying to investigate issues of looking at water quality in this state. So it's been a real eye-opener, but it also really points the way to the power of some of these emerging technologies, potentially, maybe not now, but in the future, and of community engagement and being part of how we look at water quality and security in our communities.
And smelling something in the air but not really thinking anything of it. I think that, at that point no one had any clue. Surprising enough, the instinct didn't kick in for everyone in that area.
Because I think it added an additional sense of urgency to the way the story was reported. Not just in our newsroom, but in all of the newsrooms in the Kanawha Valley and the 9 affected counties. I think that anytime you have media affected directly by what they're reporting, it adds a sense of immediacy and urgency to their job and the way they go about doing their job.
But what we saw from that chemical spill is that when we don't have water, it creates a serious situation, and not one that's just, environmentalists care about it. Everybody cares about it. Citizens care about it. Businesses care about it. It's wildly important to us, and we see it when we realize it when it's gone or when it's not available to us.
As far as being completely preventable, could it have been? Yes, absolutely. Did the people across the board who had access to the tools and the systems designed to prevent it act? No, I don't think they did. I think that city and state officials were more concerned in the immediate aftermath with tax revenues that were being lost as a result of the hotels being empty than almost anything else. There was a picture floating around the internet that had Governor Tomlin in it that said, "I couldn't tell you if the water system's safe, but I can tell you that the Greyhound track is open." And I think that is a really nice way to sum up the knee-jerk attitude of our elected leaders in the days immediately following. It wasn't necessarily about the loss of confidence from the citizenry. It was panic at the loss of tax revenues that it was causing by shutting down food service businesses and hotels and other water-intensive industries.
So the spill occurs on the Elk River. The Elk River is a water source for that area because it's so clean, right? And it is surrounded by a lot of dirty water. I mean, the cost of treating the Kanawha River for drinking water is exorbitant. I mean, it's so dirty you can't afford to. But the Elk River is a very clean river, one of the cleanest in the East, actually. And so you see how dependent then we have become as a state on our few really clean, productive water sources like the Elk River. And as we lose rivers and their value of drinking water and become dependent on very few, then we become very susceptible to something that would seem like to be a localized event. And instead, that localized event, it touched a third of the state, the residents. So there's a lesson in that, that the less we protect, the more dependent we become on a very, very scarce resource, and the more vulnerable then we are to spills like this.